Good evening, everyone. We are so happy that all of you have joined us tonight, and we want to thank goodness for those that are joining us virtually. So at this particular moment, would you bow your heads in the word of prayer, please? Most holy and everlasting Father, God, we thank you for your many blessings that you have bestowed upon us. Continue to bless our city. Continue to keep us in the hollow of your hand. Guide us. And Lord, we ask your guidance for our city council, and let us lead our city in the best that we know how. Give us grace and give us peace. In your name we pray. Amen. Again, I want to thank all of you all for being here again. We are always happy to have a packed room. We wish it would be like this all the time. Our first item, number one, the consideration of March 17th, 2026 City Council minutes.
I move for approval.
A motion has been made by Councilman Kalou,
Second.
second by Councilman Kidd. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, the motion is carried. The recognition of April Community of Character Trait. The trait for April is adaptability, and adaptability is the equality of being able to adjust to new conditions. So every month, we put out a character trait, and we ask all the citizens of Orangeburg to try to abide by those traits. Adaptability. Thank you. Yeah. We have some more seats on the front, if y'all could sit by Chief Austin there. Here's some over here. Yeah. Some on the front. Here's one on the front right here. Thank you. Okay, we have an appearance tonight. We're so happy to have Dr. Jean Gradick, Director of Felton Laboratory Charter School. She's here to greet the council and the city of Orangeburg. So would you give her a hand as she comes, please?
So good evening, Mayor Butler
Good
and members of the council
Good evening.
and the Orangeburg community. We are so pleased to be here. Thank you for allowing us to present Felton Laboratory Charter School. My name is Dr. Jean Gradick, and I serve as the director of Felton Laboratory Charter School. Thank you for this opportunity. And we want you to know that we appreciate you supporting Felton, not only our students, but every parent that comes into our building. And we know that Felton is developing future leaders of the city of Orangeburg. At Felton, we center everything around one guiding question, and that question is, how are the children? And we at Felton are committed to answering that question, the children are well. I will stop at this moment and ask the staff and family and parents to stand up so you can see Felton. Felton is a tuition-free K-8 public charter school. It is a public charter school right here in Orangeburg. Felton is proud to be nestled in the center of South Carolina State University, where we actually partner with South Carolina State, and we are strengthening our connection with higher education. This partnership contributes directly to workforce development, economic growth, and long-term sustainability to our community. We provide a STEAM-focused educational experience for our students. Felton Laboratory Charter School has a long legacy. We have been here since the 1920s. Ms. Henderson began Felton Laboratory Charter School connected to the university. Over time, the school expanded its facilities, We expanded and strengthened our university connections, and we enhanced our instructional programming. In 2014, Felton transitioned into a public charter school, continuing its mission with a focus on innovation and student achievement. Today, Felton remains a laboratory school where teaching, learning, and innovation intersect. That's Felton Laboratory Charter School. Our board of directors are there as governance. They help with sustainability, accountability, and the alignment of our mission and vision. That's our board of directors. I'll give you a minute to read over. Our mission at Felton is a rigorous, creative, and diverse learning environment through STEAM. Our vision is to prepare students to be intellectually strong, socially responsible, and ready to lead. At Felton, we are not just educating students, we are developing future leaders for the city of Orangeburg. STEAM. STEAM is not a program at Felton. It's how we teach every day. Students engage in hands-on learning, they engage in problem solving, and real-world application. This approach builds critical thinking, creativity, and innovation. Enduring students are actively engaged in the learning process every day. We have a rigorous, structured, and student-centered framework. Our instruction is standards-aligned, data-driven, and consistent across all classrooms. We are implementing the gradual release responsibility model. If you walk into our classrooms, you'll see teachers in I Do, you'll see students in We Do, and you'll see students actually applying what they've learned in the You Do. This ensures that students have multiple opportunities, which is what happens in the real world, to practice, apply, and demonstrate their learning, moving forward independently. Because at Felton, we don't just teach, we ensure students learn. Every child, every classroom, every day. That's Felton Laboratory Charter School. As you saw our staff stand, our educators are committed to high-quality instruction at Felton, strong relationships with students, and continuous improvement. We invest in our teachers because we understand that strong teachers produce strong students. That's Felton Laboratory Charter School. Recent projects. We want you to just take a look at what our students are doing. We are a STEAM-based school. And so as you look, you'll see students are dissecting a pregnant shark in partnership with professors from South Carolina State University. You'll see the sharks, you'll see Dr. Thomas, you'll see another professor. We engage with the university in our science department every day. You'll see students coding robots, creating robots. You'll see students collaborating. That's Felton Laboratory Charter School. You'll learn about the extension trips we take so that our students are immersed in the STEAM curriculum. We know that if we continue with STEAM and the gradual release model, we'll be helping the students apply their knowledge, think critically, and engage in innovative practices. That's Felton Laboratory Charter School. But we know without families, we can't get the results that we need. At Felton, families are true partners. If you come out to an evening event, you'll see that the gym, the cafeteria, classrooms are full with parents who partner with us on this educational journey. We provide ongoing communication, parent conferences, and school-wide engagement opportunities. Because when families in school connect, students win. That's Felton Laboratory Charter School. We do have a small environment. We have no more than 22 students in a classroom so that the students can have that one-on-one time. We also have groups. We also have peers. So we definitely take advantage of the fact that some of our students might need individual attention. Some of our students might want the collaborative time in groups. So we use the small environment very strategically for student learning. Felton ensures students develop world-class skills, just like the profile of the South Carolina graduate states. We help our students with the STEAM agenda, think critically, communicate, collaborate, create, and we also have one-on-one digital readiness. Well, you might say, why is this important? It's important because we've made gains on our South Carolina report card. I would like the assistant director to stand up and just show the banner that we just earned. We are a silver Palmetto school. In order to receive the silver, you have to have an overall score of good and student progress of excellent, and that's where we are. And we intend to keep moving forward and push for gold next year. So that is Felton Laboratory Charter School. I want to talk about our open enrollment. We do have open enrollment now. If you want your child to come to a place where they can create, where they can think creatively, where they have individual attention if needed, groups, intervention, Felton Laboratory Charter School is the place for you. Just go to our website, open enrollment is there. We're gonna end this the way we started. Every day, every single one you see sitting here, the staff, the teachers, everyone, they all ask the question, how are the children? And they all make sure that they can answer. How, y'all? The children are well. The children are well. Questions?
Are there any questions?
No, it's just a comment. I'm attached to the school because my wife teaches there, sometimes Miss Kalu. And I was a board chair, one at Felton for a while before I came to the city council. So I know more about your school and the good work that you all do. So keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I just want to say to you that many of your students come to the after-school program called Project Life Positive.
Yes.
And we welcome them to come because we know some students need that extra help. So we are open to students everywhere. Send your children to Project Life
Yes, ma'am.
so that they can get the help that they need to graduate and go on to college.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Thank you all for coming and sharing with us about, I've gotten accustomed to calling it FLS,
Yes.
but Felton Charter School. What can we expect new or different from Felton in the next school year?
Well, Felton will continue to develop its leadership team. The leadership team is there to support the teachers. Felton will continue to develop its teachers. Felton will continue to hold high expectations in the classroom from its teachers, in the classroom from its students. Felton will continue to focus on building partnerships with universities, with the council, with businesses in this area. Felton will continue to drive for that 21st century education that creates leaders in this community, because we know we have to build those leaders, because we will transition out and they'll transition in, but they need to be able to look at a problem and solve it. They can't sit and wonder, what can I do? They need to say, well, at Felton, they taught me to think creatively. They taught me to think about this problem. They taught me to be solution-minded. They taught me to communicate. They taught me to collaborate. They taught me that one mind combined with other minds can come up with powerful answers. That's what you can expect from Felton, that we will continue as a school to develop students that become 21st century leaders. We'll develop educators that love students, that want the students there, and will continue to support students We'll continue to expand the STEAM agenda, working with universities in this area and outside of this area to bring in engineering, technology, science, the arts, and math. We will continue to push forward, and we're driving for gold, which means overall excellent, student progress excellent. That's our goal.
That's what I wanted to hear, that goal. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming to be with us. Every time I visit Felton, I've always been impressed, and thank you for what you all do and your staff.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's give her another big hand. We have two retirees tonight. We have Mr. Paul R. Ledet of the city of Orangeburg, and we have retiring Mr. Sam J. Jenkins of the city of Orangeburg. And we're also going to recognize the 5 young Orangeburg men who have earned a rank of Eagle Scouts. We're going to recognize them in all this setting. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, excuse me, good afternoon, Mayor and Council and our guests. First, let me start by saying I apologize for how warm it is in here. I am becoming convinced that these air conditioning systems are programmed to cut off and go bad as soon as the weather starts getting warm. So again, I apologize. Mr. Paul Ledak, if you will come forward, please, sir. This is always, like I said before, a bittersweet moment when we get a chance as a city organization, city council, and city of Orangeburg community to recognize our finest. And when you have someone like Mr. Ledak, who has given 39 years of service, 39 years, 4 months, and 7 days to be exact, of service to our community, you cannot overstate the dedication and commitment that he has brought to the city of Orangeburg. And I also want to take a moment to recognize his family and friends. So if you have any family, okay, because I know that they also play an integral role in your service to our community. So with that said, I would like Chief Alston, who's the director of our Department of Public Safety, to come forward and share a few words.
There are those times when you meet some people over the course of your personal or professional life, and they have that indelible impact on you. And virtually anytime you see them, it's a positive experience. And that's been my experience with Paul Ledak. He is the guy who can walk down the hallway, and no matter what's going on, or if it's not a good day, he can make it a good day. He always has a kind word, has that smile that he carries about him. And one of the things I was very impressed with is how he could transition, on a moment's notice, he could transition from being the comedian to being that very serious shift lieutenant. When the bell rang, he responded. And I came to admire that. And I am seriously going to regret seeing him go. Tried talking him out of it, and he made it very clear that, no, time's up, I'm gone, and we're going to miss him, and I believe he's going to miss us. But it's been a great experience, and I want to say thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you.
Before he make the announcement, we got these. But Jeff, he gonna say at the end. Ms. Ledet, as your supervisors have said, we hate to see you go, but we know the time has come. But you can always come back. The doors will be open for you. Okay, on behalf of the City Council, I'm asking them to stand, please. On behalf of the City Council, Paul Paul Rodriguez has been faithful to serve the city of Orangeburg for 39 years and 4 months and 7 days with a retirement date of February 13, 2026. And he, through his long and faithful service, contribute greatly to the successful operation of the city of Orangeburg, whereas the city of Orangeburg recognized the fine contributions rendered. The service of Orangeburg wants to inscribe on record our appreciation. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the mayor and members of city council assembled do officially recognize the faithful service rendered to the city of Orangeburg in the capacity which you have served the city, and we are proud to commend you of a job well done. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution in appreciation for your devotion of duties to the city of Orangeburg be placed in the minute book of the city, and a copy be furnished to Mr. Lee Deck in recognition of his service passed by the city council and the city of Orangeburg, South Carolina, this 7th day of April 2026. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Before you say a word, we want you to come this way with the city councilor, and we want to take a picture with us standing. It's 39 years. You're right here, and we all come. Yeah. Let us get together. Now it's your time. Say something if you would like.
Say something?
Yes, if you would like.
This is pretty cool, thank you. Close to 40 years ago, I stepped into this building, which was then the City of Orangeburg Fire Department, because I was hired prior to public safety. And still kind of remember it, faded gray floors, open cab fire trucks. And then, of course, we went public safety, and a large part of my career was law enforcement also. For 25 years, I was a shift lieutenant, and we fought fire and did law enforcement. But it was just time to give the body and the mind a break, and thank you. Thank you.
Let us give you your watch.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, next, Mayor and Council, we have Mr. Sam Jenkins, who has also faithfully served the city of Orangeburg for 40 years in 2 days. So let's please give. You can tell a lot by when folks retire. Oftentimes we have an event for them, a luncheon or what have you, and I was fortunate enough to be able to attend Sam's luncheon with most of you, and you could just tell the level of respect and camaraderie that was shared in that room, and the level of appreciation and love by Sam's colleagues that they bestowed on him. And I think that speaks volumes to who he is as a person, to the many years of service that he gave our community. And he will sorely be missed by, I know, the department as well as the entire city. So Sam, as I told you at your luncheon, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I also like to thank your lovely wife and family for their years of being there with you as you served our community. So, Chief, if you will.
My twin.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, members of council, Mr. Evans, Ms. Williams, Sam and I did have, Ms. Kathy, Sam and I did have a standing joke between us that we each would commit to live right lives and righteous lives because neither of us wanted to be the innocent victim of a bat or brick from ambush. And so we would, each time we would see one another, I would greet him as twin and he would say likewise to me. And it has been fun. And I appreciate all that you have done, the impact that you have left with the agency and our colleagues. And truly, we're going to miss you. Again, I tried to talk him out of it, but right now I'm batting 0, Mr. Mayor. Because when they make the announcement, they go. So we wish you well. And Ms. Kathy, he's all yours now. But thank you for loaning him to us and allowing us to have the opportunity to work alongside him.
Chief, you're losing 2 legends. I don't want to let Paul slip out of there that quick. I was going to mention how old he was about this was a fire station when he was back in the day. But when I was a young guy, was still a young guy now, some people say. But I worked with both of those guys, and both of them were mentors, colleagues, and great friends. And you're losing 2 legends. They're irreplaceable. But I'm happy to see them get some rest and some retirement. And thank y'all.
Sam, on behalf of the city council and myself, we hate to see you, we really do. But I know I'll see you because I go to the place where you go and you help me get to the car. But anyway, I read this to you at your dinner, and we appreciate the work that you have given us, service that you have given us. And I want to say to the council, as I said at his dinner, Sam was assigned to special forces. He would go out and do narcotic work and that dangerous work, and he would have to put his life on the line. But however, he came to the council some years back. He said, I've done all that work, and I have never been paid for it. And I was so happy to know that he did special service, and the council was able to vote and pay him for all that work that he had done in special service. So I think that deserves a hand, because that's how much we appreciate Sam. And I was teasing him when we was coming in. He made a speech at his retirement. He said his sister bathed him in cold water. I said, I was so tickled, I couldn't hardly compose myself. I said, well, I hope she give you some warm water now. But Sam, we appreciate all that you do. And we also appreciate Kathy. We love her too. And y'all look like 2 twins standing here. So let's give them a hand clap. This is for you, Sam. And this watch is for you. And we want you to come up here, you and Kathy and the city council and all this, and get a picture together. Y'all come in here.
Mayor, we must thank Sam.
Yeah.
Both of them for the work they've done.
Yeah.
But this one stayed in my house
Yes.
and kept the drug dealers out of our street. I think I still have a camera in my house that belongs to Sam. But we thank them very much for the work both of them have done, and we certainly will miss both of you.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
First of all, I would like to thank God who always been with me during my 40 years of service with the city of Orangeburg. I'd like to thank my wife and my family that's here. And I also like to thank the city council, because the city of Orangeburg has been good to me. I have absolutely nothing negative to say about the city. And, you know, there comes a time when Father Time catch up with you. And I served the city for 40 years, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed meeting new people. I enjoyed serving the citizens of Orangeburg. And I stand here today, and I just want to thank the city of Orangeburg for what y'all done for me. Thank you.
Now, before you move, maybe any more of the council members would like to have words or say anything to both of them?
Thank you. Thank you both for your service.
Thank you.
Definitely, I did from what Councilwoman Greaves said, and to both of these gentlemen, hi, Paul. And anytime I see him, wherever I see him, that's what we do. And folks were like, you know him? You know everybody. No, not everybody, but I know him. Thank you so much for your service to both of you.
I thank the both of you all because you made Orangeburg a better place to be.
Mr. Jenkins, I still remember that I was glad that we fought hard to pay you what you deserve. And I know it was a hairy situation, but we said, you know, when you do a good job, we need to recognize you. So I'm glad that we got to pay you. You know, thank you for the good job that you did with your colleagues.
Thank you.
Yes.
Let's give them another hand.
Okay, Mayor and Council, next, it gives me an extreme amount of pleasure to recognize 5 very remarkable and distinguished young men whom you already may be familiar with. They were recognized at the South Carolina General Assembly by Representative Gilda Cobb Hunter. I know that the Orangeburg County Council also recognized these young men, and I'm glad we have an opportunity this evening to give them the honor and recognition that they so richly deserve. Mr. Melvin Hart, Derwin Braley, Kamari Cleckley, Willie Towns, and Sean Nimmons have worked very diligently to accomplish something that is very rare. These young men have earned Eagle Scouts. And if you know anything about scouting, that's the very best of the best. Oftentimes our young people get a bum rap, so to speak, but these young men that you have standing before you represent the best of our community, the best of Orangeburg. They represent their families, their friends, their scoutmasters, who I know have poured numerous hours and time and resources into their development. And it's like watering a plant and you see it start to blossom. And it is a beautiful thing. And so we are happy to have them and their families and friends and scoutmasters here with us as we take this opportunity to recognize their accomplishments. So, Mayor, I'll turn it over.
I'm going to ask the Scoutmasters if y'all would stand, please. And Miss Greaves is one of the persons that recommended this recognition, and I asked her if she would read the resolution tonight.
Congratulations, gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to share this resolution with you all. This is a resolution honoring and recognizing 5 young men from Orangeburg upon earning the rank of Eagle Scout. Whereas Orangeburg City Council proudly recognizes the outstanding accomplishments of 5 distinguished young men of our community: Melvin Hart, Derwin Braley, Kamari Cleckley, Willie Towns, and Sean Nimmons, upon earning the prestigious rank of Eagle Scout. And whereas the rank of Eagle Scout is the highest achievement in scouting within the Boy Scouts of America, earned by fewer than 10% of scouts nationwide, and requires the completion of at least 21 merit badges, demonstration of exemplary leadership, and the successful execution of a significant community service project prior to a scout's 18th birthday. And whereas these 5 young men were formally recognized on the floor of the South Carolina House of Representatives at the South Carolina State House by Representative Gilda Cobb Hunter, who described their collective accomplishment as historic and expressed pride on behalf of Orangeburg County and the state of South Carolina. And whereas for many decades in our nation's history, African American Scouts were unjustly denied the opportunity to attain the rank of Eagle Scout, even when they satisfied the requirements, making this achievement not only a personal triumph, but also a meaningful milestone in the ongoing journey toward equality and opportunity. And whereas these young men have demonstrated extraordinary discipline, perseverance, and commitment, qualities that reflect the very best of Orangeburg's youth, and have set a powerful example for future generations by overcoming challenges and honoring the legacy of those who came before them. And whereas their recognition at both the State House and within their hometown of Orangeburg serves as an inspiration to young people throughout our city and across South Carolina to pursue excellence, leadership, and service to community. And whereas the city of Orangeburg is a community rich in history, resilience, and promise, and takes immense pride in celebrating young leaders who embody integrity, determination, and a spirit of service. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the mayor and the members of City Council in meeting duly assembled that we do hereby commend and congratulate Melvin Hart, Derwin Braley, Kamari Cleckley, Willie Towns, and Sean Nimmons for earning the rank of Eagle Scout and for bringing honor and distinction to themselves, their families, and the city of Orangeburg. Be it further resolved, City Council expresses its sincere appreciation for their leadership, applauds their historic accomplishment, and encourages them to continue serving as role models and standard bearers for excellence within our community. Congratulations.
We're going to ask y'all if y'all would come and stand with us here, if you would, please. And we're standing face this way, and then one of the Eagle Scouts is standing here, and this face this way. I want y'all to know that I had the opportunity of teaching Melvin. That my last job at Norway High School, Melvin was my student, and I'm so proud of him. All right, let's stand. Okay. Yes, sir. HK, I'm gonna let you come in, and then I'll come on the end. And let's hold this in the middle. Let's hold it. We have a letter to be read.
Very good.
All right.
You want to read a letter to the city council?
Yes. Good afternoon, everybody. Citizens of Orangeburg and members of the Orangeburg City Council. We, the Eagle Scout class of 2026 of the Orangeburg Edisto District, would like to present this letter to you all. Dear members of the Orangeburg City Council, we, the Eagle Scout class of 2026 from Orangeburg, South Carolina, would like to sincerely thank you for the recognition, encouragement, and support you have shown us in honor of earning the rank of Eagle Scout. This achievement means a great deal to each of us, and being acknowledged and celebrated by leaders and members of our community at the city, county, state, and national levels have made this moment even more meaningful. Your recognition is something we will always remember and carry with us. We are especially honored to be part of a historic milestone representing the largest African-American Eagle Scout class in the state of South Carolina. This accomplishment reflects not only our individual efforts, but also the guidance we have received and the support that has helped us reach this point. The lessons, values, and experiences we have gained through scouting have shaped who we are, and we look forward to continuing to grow and give back. This recognition strengthens our commitment to represent our community well and to continue making a positive impact. Thank you again for taking your time to recognizing us. Your support truly means a great deal to us all. Sincerely, Eagle Scout class.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to say something to the scouts real quick, Mayor, if that's all right with you.
Yeah.
I'm proud of y'all. That was no easy task y'all completed. This is something that you've accomplished that nobody can ever take from you. This is something that you'll live with your entire life, knowing that you're an Eagle Scout. And I'm proud of you. This council's proud of you. Orangeburg's proud of you. We're also proud of the Scout leaders. I mean, that speaks a lot of them, and I'm sure they're excited. It's kind of like, seeing your son graduate Harvard or something, something crazy. I mean, that's the highest of the highest that y'all have done, and we're proud of y'all. Thank y'all.
Amen.
To the 5 young men, we thank you so very much. And if at any time the city council and mayor can be of service to you, feel free to come and ask us for help if you need it, because we are here to serve our community. And you've done an excellent job in standing up, especially young men. To me, that is a job very well done, so that other young men can see that they too can do this. Thank you so much. Keep up the good work.
Yes. Our next item is new business, and we have Chief Austin is coming to talk about feral cats update.
Good evening again, Mr. Mayor,
Good
members of
evening.
council, Mr. Everin, Ms. Williams. We want to give you an update on the situation with the feral/community cats. We've been working with the Humane World for Animals, the Love of Paw Animal Rights Group, the Orangeburg County Animal Control Team, as well as the South Carolina Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. The community cat issue is a much larger issue than one community. And one of the challenges that we've met is trying to find a humane way to ensure that the cats are treated in a manner that we would expect any other animal to be treated. So we've talked with other members of the affected neighborhood, and the one that brought us together on this. And we tried using ultrasound devices. Those didn't work. So now we're looking at using a sprinkler system that is designed not to hurt the animals, but to prod them away from a particular property. We've talked with some of the other residents in the area about moving their food and water sources, not out of the community and nothing cruel toward the animals. But if if you have your food and water sources on one side of the house, then move them to either to the back portion or to another side, and hopefully that will distract them from congregating or gathering in yards where they're not wanted. We talked about the prospect of a trap, neuter, and return resolution or ordinance. Again, nothing that would be injurious to the cats, but trying to control the population situation with them. Because one of the things we've noticed is that if they're not neutered or spayed, then they will tend to reproduce, and that becomes problematic as well. Things that have been suggested as workable are the trap, neuter, return, targeting efforts, return to field services for pet owners, and more importantly, trying to bring about a sense of communication and collaboration within communities to then see if there can be some agreement that we're not trying to completely eliminate the cats from the community, but at least find a humane, respectful way that those persons who enjoy the animals will be able to continue to interact with them. For example, in the one community that we're working with right now, we do have people who have spent their personal funds to have community cats neutered. And when there was some discussion about removing the cats from the community, those persons felt that their investment in trying to resolve the problem had been violated. And so now we're trying to find a way that we can accommodate those persons who don't want the cats in their yards in particular, how we can accommodate them. But at the same time, for those persons who enjoy having them, that they still have access to them. So I can't stand here and tell you tonight that we have eradicated the problem, but I can tell you that we're working feverishly with public and private organizations to try and bring some resolve to it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm an animal lover too. I love cats and dogs, but you can't infringe on other people. If they are at my house, I have to make sure that they're not over bothering other people. Because this lady came and said it was 16 cats, and they was in her air conditioner, and it was everywhere on her property, and she shouldn't have to go through that with 16 cats. Now, if they want to feed them, that's fine. I'm all for that. But they need to make sure that they are over on their side, whoever side they're on, instead of on this lady's interfering with her living, her way of living. Yeah, that's my take on it.
And I understand that, Mr. Mayor, and I respect that. We respect Ms. Moore's property and her desire not to have her property violated. And we have focused much of our attention on trying to rectify that aspect of the problem. Because the persons who provide food and water sources for the cats, of course, have no problem with them being on their property.
Right.
Now, the issue then is how do you get the cats to distinguish between one property and another? And that's why, as we've been working with these animal rights groups, a huge part of what they continue to say to us is to make sure there are no sources available. So, because the cats will gravitate wherever they can find food and water.
Right.
And so that's why we're trying to make sure we work with the whole community. So those persons who don't have a problem with the cats will provide food and water sources for them. And they have tried to help us with ensuring that they situate water and food sources in a way that will attract the cats and hopefully then cause them to go in a different direction.
Now, Chief, last time you was here, did you say that these are cats, they don't belong to nobody? They just
don't.
And they travel in packs,
In colonies.
in colonies, and they just go where, because they just come, if somebody got food out there, they just take up there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, okay.
Now, Mr. Moore called me, and I said to her, give Chief a little more time. Then I called me and I saw the packet for tonight. I called her back and said, well, it's on the agenda, but only for information. But I'm certainly hoping that we will be able to find some kind of solution, because it is unfair to neighbors that do not care for them being on their property or being around. And like she said, I think she has a mother that likes to sit out, and it's infringing upon their property, and it's just not fair to them.
Well, the neighbors are sensitive to that. In fact, one of the neighbors, Ms. O'Neill, is here tonight, and she's very sensitive to that.
Yeah.
And again, there are people in that community who have spent their own money trying to help remedy the problem by having the cats neutered.
I know.
And I think as we continue to work on it, we will find other solutions that we can try, and we will continue to work on it until hopefully we have remedied the problem.
Yeah.
What would I heard you say community cats. What if these were community dogs? Is there any other standard? Like, I feel like you don't see dogs just running around like this, as bad, 16. If you're feeding them and watering them.
All right, let's keep order, please.
Well,
If you're feeding and watering them, do you not have some type of ownership that goes in? She's paying for a animal control service, and it's been going on for over 3 years now. I don't feel like she's receiving adequate services. I spoke with Ms. Moore also, and there has to be some type of the trap neuter, return. If you take 16 cats, and you trap them, neuter them, and return them, you still got 16 cats. We still got the same problem, and I know she said she had some illnesses that may have been related to the cats. I mean, I just don't think it's fair for her to have to deal with this, and, nobody wants to own the cats, but yet want to feed them and water them and take them to get spayed and neutered. You need to take care of your animals. Is there some type of ordinance saying that, if you're feeding them and watering them, those are, you claim ownership of those cats, or?
No, there's neither ordinance or resolution. So basically, you're asking us to handle a problem that there is no guidance for. So we're having to, again, work with these public and private agencies to try to find solutions. For example, the booklets that I sent you last week, the things that we're trying now are things that we've gotten from that. It may be helpful that you consider either an ordinance or resolution as it relates to community feral cats. We have plenty of literature and ordinances as it relates to dogs, and that might account for why you don't see as many of them, because we know when we see a dog that's unrestrained and does not have a collar, we pick it up.
Does the same not apply to cats?
No. I mean, the feral cats are almost a protected species.
However,
Mr. Hannah, I think he was there.
Chief Austin, I applaud you all for the work that you're doing on this, and I know it's very sensitive, because that's in District 3. It's not the only place that it's happening. But are we offering any adoptions as a release form?
That is a part of the strategy as we're working with the Love of Paul with Ms. Jane Singh. That is a part of what we're trying to put together.
I know 15 or plus cats, that's a lot, but if the whole city knew that they had cats for adoption and they were already treated,
yes, sir,
they may be more attuned to that, and I wouldn't have 3 or 4 of them in my yard every day.
Yeah. Yeah, that, again, that is one of the options that we're looking at. And as we are able to develop options, we will bring those back to you for your consideration.
Ms. Grievous?
So if I'm understanding you correctly, Chief, there's no ordinance out there to address the feral cats. However, if there were, then you would have better guidance on the issue.
We would have some guidance. We still have a lack of facilities. So even if we take 16 cats into custody, we don't have any place to put them.
Okay. But this is something that could be included in our animal control, updated animal control
It could be,
ordinance.
yes.
So Mayor and Council, I recommend that we look at coming up with some means of addressing the feral cat issue as we explore this animal control ordinance and get it in a space where we're ready to hopefully make a vote.
Well, we need to direct the city administrator to get with the attorney and add that piece on, if you would, please. Okay.
Mr. Mayor, coming from the scientific area, the application on page 15 of the book that you gave us is a good guideline for us to use in controlling these cats. They'll be around, but at the same token, in future, we are going to diminish the number because they're not going to reproduce.
They can't reproduce, yeah.
Okay. And so page 15 through page 20 of the book that you gave us is a good guideline. So I applaud the city manager to look into that. Also, we make an ordinance. So I applaud him to look into that in the scientific way. Because it's going to be a nuisance. I have some cats that come around my house, but I don't feed them. Yeah.
Even if we have a trap, neuter, and release policy, where do you release them to? Because if we release them in another community, then we're going to have yet another community complaining. So it's really more complex than just moving community cats.
We understand that. We understand. We do. But we do need some language just in case one day we get a facility. We just need, it's good to have language in there.
I agree.
Yeah, but we understand the point that there's nowhere to put them and you just can't, you can't, we understand
Yes,
this
sir.
piece.
We appreciate it.
And the people in that community, they are being gracious in feeding them so they won't be hungry because they got feelings and love. So we understand that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Chief, one more thing. Have you thought about maybe getting with our social media coordinator and taking some photographs of these and see if anybody wants to adopt them? I mean, sure, there's 16 people in Orangeburg that want a cat. They would, take care of them and keep them in their house.
I think that's an excellent idea, and I'll be more than happy to get with her and
I think
discuss
it might
that.
be something.
But I think that's a great idea.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Are there any more questions and concerns for Chief Austin? If not, we're gonna move on to the next. Thank you,
Thank
Chief,
you.
so
Okay.
much. Okay.
Okay, Mayor and Council, next item for consideration is item number 3, approval of proposed City of Orangeburg budget calendar for fiscal year 26-27. This is the annual budget calendar that we ask for approval. I do want to take a moment to point out some important dates for your consideration and also for to let the public know. June 9th, 2026, there will be a budget workshop where you will receive updates from our directors. This will take place at the DPU Operations Center from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We will also seek your guidance in terms of what your priorities will be for the upcoming fiscal year, and give you an opportunity to, again, just be updated as to the current progress and what our expectations are as we finish or complete this fiscal year. The next date that I want to point out is July 14th, 2026. That's another budget work session that will be here in council chambers from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. In that session, we will take all the feedback that we get from you on June 9th and incorporate that into our budget. First reading of the budget will be August 4th. The public hearing and second reading of the budget will be August 18th, and third reading September 1st. We traditionally keep the second meeting in September as an alternate date, just in case we need to make changes. And our fiscal year will begin October 1, 2027. Any questions?
Are there any questions and concerns about the calendar?
If not, then I would just ask for your approval.
Okay. Somebody need to make a motion to adopt this calendar.
Mayor and council, I move that we approve the proposed City of Orangeburg budget calendar for the fiscal year 2026, 2027.
Motion made by Councilman Kidd,
Second.
second by Councilman Grievous. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, the motion is carried. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. The next item for your consideration is a resolution for Fair Housing Month. This is another annual resolution that you all have traditionally passed at the request of the Lower Savannah Council of Government. It is a resolution that recognizes April as Fair Housing Month and to promote equality in fair housing. So I present that for your consideration in terms of if you'd be willing to pass that.
Okay. Fair housing, resolution for fair housing. Whereas the city of Orangeburg desires that all of its citizens be afforded the opportunity to obtain decent and safe and sound living environments. And whereas the city of Orangeburg rejects discrimination on the basis of race, religion, color, sex, national origin, disability, or family status in the sale, rental, or provision of other housing services. And whereas the state of South Carolina enacted the South Carolina Fair Housing Law in 1989, and whereas April is recognized as the nationally as Fair Housing Month, now therefore be it resolved that the mayor and city council of the city of Orangeburg, South Carolina, and the city council assembly do officially recognize April as Fair Housing Month, passed by the city council of the city of Orangeburg, state of South Carolina, this 7th day of April 2026. We would like to receive a motion, please.
I move that we adopt the resolution.
Okay. Motion has been made by Councilman Grievous.
Second.
Second by Councilman Knotts. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, the motion is carried. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. The next item for your consideration is a first reading of an ordinance to transfer approximately 1.3 acres of real property with improvements, if any, located at 1895 Columbia Road with county tax map number 0174-17-08-005.000 and providing for other related matters. The property at 1895 Columbia Road is a vacant house that the city has owned for quite some time. I'm told it's been at least a decade, if not a little longer, that has sat vacant for that period. the city received an offer from Ms. Mizelle Bowman Carter to purchase the property for $150,000. That compares favorably with comparable properties in the area in terms of the purchase price per acre. Again, this is 1.3 acres. The median market value per acre in that area is $141,000 per acre. So this would be $150,000 for a little over 1 acre.
Are there any questions or concern about this ordinance property? If not, I'm going to read the ordinance. Authorizing the transfer of approximately 1.3 acres of real property with improvements, if any, located at 1895 Columbia Road with the county tax map number 0174 1708005000 and providing for other related matters. I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Mayor and council, I make a motion that the property at 1895 Columbia Road, I make a motion that we accept the offer.
Motion has been made by Councilman Hannah,
Second.
second by Councilman Kidd. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, the motion is carried.
Thank you, Mayor.
Item number 5. Four. That was 5.
Six.
Number 6.
6. We'll give them 6.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Item number 6 under new business is first reading of the ordinance to consider zoning district map change from A2 residential multi-unit district to A3 residential general district for property belonging to Maddie FR and True Rider Services LLC located at 841 Oak Street, tax map number 0173-10-10-030.000. This item was discussed at the March Planning Commission meeting, where we also held a public hearing. As required, notices were sent to all residents in the area to notify them of the potential change. We had to send out a second notice as well because we wanted to make sure that we got the verbiage correct. Nothing changed, we just needed to make sure that the verbiage matched our zoning verbiage. To help define this a bit more, I thought I'd just kind of read the definitions of what A2 and A3 so you can kind of understand what the differences are. A2 is described as is intended to accommodate residential development in a residential development and a variety of housing types on smaller lots. A3 is intended to accommodate single-family and duplex dwellings. At issue here is the developer wished to build student housing. Currently, there are no ordinances on our books that address student housing. So if I'm a developer and I want to build student housing, I have to go through a series of processes. The first of which is coming to the Planning Commission to get them to approve the rezoning, and then once that is done, then you have to go before the Zoning Board of Appeals to ask for a special accommodation regarding the plans. So we had at the public hearing, the developer spoke and showed his plans for student housing at 841 Oak Street. I can say also that if the zoning had changed to A3, it did open up that community for mobile homes, which
is not what the community wants, but it is the special accommodation with the planning commission that the developer had to go through in order to build student housing. So we had several members of the community who spoke in addition to the developer. I think 8, if I'm not mistaken, from the community who spoke, and none of them were in support of the zoning district map change. There was lively participation, probably the most that I've seen from the planning commission members, because they asked a lot of questions to really understand what the developer was trying to do. But after hearing all of the community concerns and learning about the potential changes if the zoning passed, the planning commission voted not to recommend the zoning district map change at this time.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll let Dr. Kaluga.
She had a hand waved. Go ahead.
Mayor and council, if I may, I want to applaud the efforts of these developers to try to address the dire need for student housing. And I encourage them to engage in conversation with South Carolina State or Claflin University to develop a plan to address and identify a location for this student housing. On Russell Street, just to the side of South Carolina State, there are over 6 dilapidated houses in that area, and perhaps that's a location for student housing. However, I have to represent the residents in this district, and this is District 4. So on their behalf, as well as my own, as a resident in this district, I implore you to honor the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Committee and deny approval of this zoning change. And as Ms. Williams has stated, I think it is important that we look at not only developing an ordinance for student housing, but also set aside time to review all of our zoning ordinances and address any changes that may be needed in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lee.
Thank you, Councilwoman Annette. First of all, you used the word mobile home.
Yes, sir.
I don't think we want any mobile home in the city,
No, sir.
not in the city of Orangeburg. And also, talking about student housing, what about affordable housing? Because we also need affordable housing for our citizens.
Yes, sir.
You know, because it looks like everybody's coming in with, student housing, but we talk about affordable housing also.
Yes, sir.
So those 2 points, I agree, with my, comrade, that we need to decline. We need to decline it, because
Yes,
I'm
sir.
going to vote no on it.
So I can say that because it did not pass, the developer can move forward with building some type of housing. I think that they're planning to build some type of professional housing under the A2 designation, which that property or that area is currently designated as. So that's what they're planning to do. They would just need to have their plans changed and reviewed by our zoning board.
Well, I want to say this, Oak Street is an older community. And I know people that live down there. I've known people down there a long time. And they have had trouble down there with them having parties. Police been down there and this and that and the other. And I wouldn't want to see that street interrupted with, I'm not saying all students are bad. I don't want to generalize, but I just wouldn't want to see that street interrupted with a lot of loudness and party, because you got older people down there going to bed and resting. They won't go home, and that's their safe haven down there. So I would want to see that, because I've known that's from just sitting on the council for a while. I've seen things happen down there. I see Miss Ellen Robinson. I knew about Oak Street through her mother, Louisa Robinson. And that's how when I sit on that porch over there, and Councilman Hare back there, he lived there. Now we've gone down there. I know some other folk that live down there and have lived down. Some of them have died off, Miss Rose and all of them. And I just would want to see that community interrupted with that. And when you're talking about mobile homes, we definitely don't want that down there. We want to keep the style and sophistication down on Oak Street. So I'm in agreement to deny this because I wouldn't want to see it interrupted like that.
Understand?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Williams, I just have, I don't know if it's a question or more of a concern. When these developers coming to Orangeburg and they're looking for locations to place housing and that kind of thing, do you think or do you know if they actually go and talk to the residents?
I don't believe that they do.
But I feel that that's part of the issue, because
Right.
if you were to have a conversation with the folk who live there, they would better be able to tell you yay, nay, or whatever the situation is, versus you just showing up and saying, oh, this is a nice location, I'm gonna put this there or that there. And I don't know how you go about, how the city, or how we would go about letting them know that, but I think that would help them, guide them along the way in terms of where they would place these developments versus just going into it, riding through and oh, this looks like a good place to put one. I just don't agree with that. And I think there should be some conversation to them before they start to look at a development and not taking heed to the people who live there, because I just think that's just downright disrespectful. You just forget folk who've been here or whatever, but you just can't go and disrupt a community just because you think that's an ideal place. That's just my personal.
Mr. Mayor, if I can, Councilwoman Knotts, I agree with what you said, and I subsequently spoke with the developers who acknowledged it was a mistake not to come speak to the community, and said that they would do so moving forward in consideration of any other type of development in that area. So I think they firmly understand that that was a mistake.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm also in agreement with you, Ms. Knotts, and I think that's something that perhaps we can address if we revisit these zoning ordinances and place some language like that in there. I think it's our job to protect our neighborhoods, preserve our neighborhoods in our city, and protect the homes of our residents. And so I think it's really important that we take a look at these zoning ordinances, especially with the need for student housing right now, and all of these developers coming and wanting to place student housing here, there, and everywhere. And I know our comprehensive plan, a review of our comprehensive plan is also coming up, which will hopefully give some guidance in terms of where we want to see things placed within the city.
Just as some additional guidance, we are going to be working with the town of Clemson. We have reached out to them, and they have been amenable to speaking with us. They're a small town, like Orangeburg is a small town. They're a college town, just like Orangeburg is a college town. And they're willing to share what they've learned over the years in terms of zoning to help us try to craft something as far as student housing. So that we're scheduled to have the initial conversation with them this coming Friday.
Thank you.
Okay, any more comments? You need a
No, I
motion?
just want to say that once we get the information from the zoning commissions, we always take a look at that. And when they deny things, we want to make sure that they did the right thing.
Sure.
And that's where we come in, to say to the commission and the people who are owning the property, that we have to look out for our constituents.
Yes. Sure.
And that's what we're all about, making sure that we have the best place to work, live, and recreation in Orangeburg, South Carolina.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. need a motion to deny. So go to make the motion.
Mayor and council, I move that we deny the approval of, oh, sorry, hold on, wrong one. I move that we deny the approval of the ordinance for consideration of a zoning district map change from A2 residential to multi-unit district to A3 residential general district for property belonging to Maddie FR and True Rider Services LLC located at 841 Oak Street. Do I need to
Second.
give the text?
Second motion.
No. Motion, you finished the motion. Motion has been made by Councilman Grievous. It's been seconded by Councilman Hannah. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, the motion is carried.
Item number 7 follows the same guidelines. It's first reading of the ordinance to consider a zoning district map change from A2 residential multi-unit district to A3 residential general district for property also belonging to Maddie FR and True Rider Services LLC, located at 1090 College Avenue, tax map number 0173-07-21-001.000. This is the same as the prior request. Public hearing was held at the March Planning Commission meeting. The developer was there and spoke in detail about his plans for student housing. 2 members of the community also spoke. None of them were in favor of the rezoning, so ultimately the Planning Commission voted not to recommend the zoning district map change.
Mayor and council, I just want to echo the comments that I made regarding item 6, and the same stands for item number 7.
Okay.
You did
That motion.
second?
No, she making a comment.
Oh, she
Yeah,
making
comments.
comments.
Are you ready for the motion? I can make the motion.
Hold it just a minute. We had called for the motion.
Okay,
It's time for comments. If you want to make comments, go ahead.
Yeah, it hadn't been read yet.
Any comments?
No, I'm just in favor of declining,
Oh,
this resolution, yeah.
Okay, all right.
You ready for the
Oh,
motion?
yeah, we're ready for the motion.
All right, Mayor and council, I move that we deny the zoning district map change from A2 residential multi-unit district to A3 residential general district for property belonging to Maddie FR and True Rider Services located at 1090 College Avenue.
Second motion.
Motion been made by Councilman Grievous, second by Councilman Hannah. All in favor? Any opposed? Ayes have it, the motion is carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Matters pertaining to the Department of Public Utility.
Mr. Mayor, members of council, good evening. I do want to, Mr. Mayor, if you let me, Mr. Hawkins said Paul and Sam showed their age by knowing what this building used to be. I guess I'm a little old too, because I remember when it was a fire station, there was a pole right here. So anyway, Mr. Mayor, Sydney has already highlighted most of the important dates, excuse me, that council needs to be aware of. I would point out one specific date that DPU needs for your approval, and that is June 30th, 2026, for our budget work session with council at the DPU Operations Center from 10 to 2 p.m. Again, that is just a guidance on time. Council can have us there as long as they want. But that is the date that I need you to approve for our work session if no one has any conflicts.
You said it was June 30th, 10 to 2?
Yes, June 30th from 10 to 2. And that is on the calendar that is in your packet as well. It should be the last page on in your packet.
Okay.
And if that date works for you, please approve it. If not, I will go back to the drawing board.
June 30th, okay.
Yes, 2026.
All right, are there any comments about the calendar before we adopt it? Any comments about the calendar before we adopt it? Okay, we're gonna ask somebody to call for the motion.
Mayor and council, I move that we adopt the budget work session with council on June 30th, 2026.
Motion has been made by Councilman Kidd,
Second.
second by Councilman Knox. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, the motion is carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our executive session, item number 9, discussion and negotiation of incident of proposed contraction arrangement per sale or purchase of property and the receipt of legal advice, section 30-4-70-2, Duke Energy of South Carolina, Old City Gym, 1420 Broughton Street. Item number 10, discussion of matter related to the proposed location expansion or provision of service, encouraging the location of expansion of industrial and other business in the areas served by the public body, South Carolina Code 30-4-70A5, Project French. Item number 11, discussion of employment, appointment, compensation, promotion, demotion, discipline, or release of an employee, South Carolina Section 3470A1, Department of Public Safety. We would like to entertain a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
This is properly moved by Councilman Grievous,
Second.
second by Councilman Knotts. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Motion is. Thank y'all for coming, and we're gonna say good night.